It's time to grab your tea and have a seat. Let's discuss politics, crime, celebrity gossip, investigative reporting. Welcome to The Real Tea with Double D on GSMC Podcasting Network, where I am black and the news is always petty as hell, but it's accurate.
Hey players, welcome to a brand new episode of The Real Tea with Double D. Of course, I am Double D and we are on the GSMC Podcasting Network. So excited to be with you all tonight to record a brand new episode. Listen, it's been a day, hadn't it? It has been a day indeed, honey. I could not wait to get here, honey, so we can spill all of this tea. And y'all know, baby, it has been a day indeed, honey. We already talked about Musty to the Mustpot Marjorie being expelled from the House Freedom Caucus, but we got some more tea, honey. I have gathered up a really good show for y'all. But first, I want to welcome everybody. Thank you out there in Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok world for joining me once again for a brand new episode of The Real Tea with Double D. I really appreciate it. And all you out there in podcasting world, honey, I really appreciate y'all for riding and flying with your girl every single week. As you all know, honey, I'm a day late, but I'm not a dollar short. I was supposed to be here yesterday, but we had a power outage, a mandatory power outage in the area yesterday. I didn't find out about it until 9, so I wasn't able to do the show because they were doing the power outage at 10. So whatever, it is what it is. I'm here now, honey, ready to spill this tea. So I hope that you guys are ready to catch this tea, honey, because it is piping hot. All right, players, go ahead and grab your tea and have a seat. We're not going to prolong this. Let's talk about Walt Nada. I declare, what a disgrace. So Frumpy Dump's co-defendant, Walt Nada, has finally shook a tail feather on down there to the Miami courthouse and pled not guilty in that classified documents case, honey. Now, as we know, Frumpy Dump has been charged with 37 counts related to those classified documents that he stole from the American people. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. And according to prosecutors, this guy is the co-conspirator, honey. He was in on the shenanigans. They allegedly have video of him taking boxes upon boxes of classified documents, moving them from one space to another, honey. And this is Frumpy Dump's Diet Coke guy, honey. So I guess he was escalated whenever he left the White House. He was the Diet Coke guy, and then he went ahead and got promoted on up to the classified documents guy. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So they say that they got his ass on candid camera transporting these boxes, and he told investigators, the Justice Department, that he didn't know what the documents was, honey. But according to the indictment, they have him on the telephoneur audio, baby, saying that he knew exactly what it was, honey. So he is facing up to 20 years in prison. Now, y'all know he was supposed to be indicted with Frumpy Dump a few weeks ago when Frumpy was indicted, but they had to prolong his because he did not have an attorney. Now, he's been riding down there with Frumpy Dump. He's been out with Frumpy Dump and all this kind of stuff. He actually still works for Frumpy Dump. Now, they have been ordered not to talk about the case, but we all know how Frumpy Dump is, honey. They talking about that case. So, he's still working for Frumpy Dump. In fact, he was personally driven down there by one of Frumpy Dump's drivers today when he pled not guilty. So again, the reason why he hadn't pled not guilty before, even though he was indicted with Frumpy Dump, is because he didn't have an attorney. So today, he actually hired an attorney. Now, we were waiting for him to hire an attorney that specialized in federal cases, because this is a federal case, honey. But he went ahead and pulled one out of his hat, honey, and he hired this lady. Her name is Sasha Sasha Dan Bona. That's her name, baby. And she says that she specializes in criminal law, misdemeanors, felonies, DV, DUI, traffic infractions, and violations of probations, honey. And she also specializes in domestic violence. She's listed as a domestic violence attorney, DV attorney. So that's what she says that she does. Now, that doesn't sound like anything federal to me. This sounds like a person that you could probably secure for $5,000 with a $5,000 retainer, and she'll just make it do what it do when she need to make it do what it do just to take your money. That's what it sounds like to me, honey. And judging by the way that she advertises herself, honey, I believe there are a lot of people that will concur. Over on Twitter in 2019, Miss Sasha was promoting her business, honey, and she used a picture of a beat up Barbie, and she says, "Get caught in a mess. Call Dundada Bana Law at 772-579-2771." I declare, honey, what a disgrace. Uh, so she couldn't afford to do a proper ad, so she went ahead and used this beaten up Barbie to her promote her business, honey. I guess this is supposed to be for her domestic violence. I guess if this woman got caught in what she's calling a hot mess, then go ahead and call up Miss Sasha. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So this is the attorney that this guy has, that Walt Nada has secured for himself, even though he's facing upwards of 20 years in prison. So let's go ahead and take a look. See, also, one of the requirements to be Frumpy Dump's a part of Frumpy Dump Cracker Jack Box legal team is to also be a Frumpy Dump tank sniffer. So we see that Sasha back in 2018 thanked Frumpy Dump for getting fully engaged with the local waterways. Today, the White House sent suggested federal funding for the SB 10 reservoir to Congress for approval. Senator Negron started this project. Now let's get it built. She also ran for Congress's not ran for a state seat. I believe it was a House seat or a city council seat, but she did lose, and she ran as a Republican. So Walt Nada, he went ahead and turned himself pled not guilty today on those federal charges that he conspired with Frumpy Dump to withhold classified documents. He's facing 5 counts of concealing or withholding documents and conspiring to obstruct justice, a charge that could land him in jail again for up to 20 years. According to his indictment, Nada is accused of moving numerous boxes containing the classified files under Frumpy Dump's orders and then lying to federal investigators about the fact that he did it, honey. So he pled not guilty, and he is scheduled to be back in court later this month. So Walt Nada, he went ahead and turned himself in. Now listen, a lot of legal experts have been talking about this, and they have been saying that it is going to be in the best interest of Walt Nada to go ahead and turn state's evidence. In this case, turn federal evidence. Go ahead and give them everything you got for a pork chop, Nada. You don't want to get yourself in that water, because at the end of the day, you gonna be the one that end up locked up. They won't let you out, like Michael Cohen did, honey. Like anybody that is alive with Frumpy Dump, they are the ones that end up punish Walt, and then you'll be the one that's end up punished, and then Frumpy Dump, he's going out scot-free. So baby, you better make it do what it do when you need to make it do what it do. He's probably expecting that he's going to get a pardon for Frumpy Dump if Frumpy Dump was to win in 2024. So we'll see what happens, baby. Y'all know I'm gonna be watching this shit like a flea on a flea on a dog's ass. I'm gonna be watching this, honey, like white on rice. So y'all know I'll keep you updated to any changes. Now y'all go ahead and grab your tea and have a seat, honey, because we got to talk about this situation that went on with President Obama and this crazy fool, and what people are alleging that Frumpy Dump did to aid and abet this guy. Y'all grab your tea. Let's talk about it. All right, players. So, baby, Chris Christie has been loud and talking about this situation that went on with Frumpy to the motherfucking dump. And this guy, Taylor Toronto, he is the one that was arrested last week. Now, I already gave y'all the gist of this situation, but I'll go ahead and kind of run it down a little bit. I told y'all last week that this guy was arrested on June 29th for he was arrested for being a part of January 6th. Basically, he had already had a warrant for his arrest, but when he was arrested, he was in the vicinity of President Obama's home in Washington, D.C. Now, he had already been making a lot of threats on social media, all this kind of stuff. So now people have really started honing in on the fact that Frumpy Dump shared on Devil is a Lie Social what was allegedly President Obama's address in Washington. And all of a sudden, this guy shows up on President Obama's block, and he's up there talking about he gonna, do some stuff. Now, he was speaking in code when he was on social media doing this, but he did allude to the fact that he was looking for President Obama and that he wanted to try to get down there. He was actually going through the woods trying to get there. It was really weird and also very sinister what he was doing. So he was arrested and he was just simply charged with the warrant that he wasn't charged. Well, he was just picked up on the warrant that he had for participating in January 6th. He was not arrested when it comes down to what he was out there doing on President Obama's area. When they searched the van, they found weapons, they found boom boom making material, all types of things. So people was like, well, what the hell is going on? Why wasn't he charged with anything? And I was thinking that it was going to come like in a day or two after they did a little bit more investigating, that they was going to go ahead and charge this guy. But they was in court, baby, and they have not charged him with anything related to him being out there in front of President Obama's house. I mean, well, near in the vicinity of President Obama's house in Washington, D.C. He didn't get charged with anything in relation to that. So people was like, well, what is going on? So, and again, he was arrested by Secret Service. So Chris Christie, he actually had something to say about this, and I actually thought it was very interesting. Baby, when I tell you Chris Christie has been going out the front into the motherfucking dump, he is not letting up, honey. Y'all go ahead and take a listen to this.
And as for Donald Trump, I think the problem again is his conduct, which has no regard for anyone other than himself. Now, I don't know whether he really meant to put President Obama's address out there or not, or whether he was just so enamored with the newsletters, extolling of his first 100 days. When, by the way, he fired former General Mike Flynn in the first 17 days as National Security Advisor, and had a Muslim ban that didn't go into effect, and a number of other things. So I don't know exactly what was in that first 100-day recitation, but my guess is he loved it so much he wanted to put it up there. But this is the problem with someone who doesn't think about this country and its citizens first. They wind up doing things like this, whether it was intentional or inadvertent. What it shows is a lack of responsibility, a lack of accountability for what you're saying. It's like calling the special counsel a crackhead. Mm-hmm. It's like putting out a former president's address. It is irresponsible conduct.
I'm going to have to agree with that situation 100%. What Chris Christie was saying, he is not letting up on Frumpy Dump. I'm going to go ahead and keep it a stack. He is not. So they had a hearing today regarding this guy, Taylor Toronto. They had one yesterday. It was actually back-to-back hearings yesterday and today, where the government was requesting to keep Taylor Toronto behind bars until he goes to trial for the situation for the January 6th insurrection, what role he played in that. Now, the judge is like scratching her head like, hey, we can't do this. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to come on with these charges. So before Wednesday's hearing, the government revealed new details about its investigation into Toronto in a memo asking the judge to keep him behind bars pending trial. According to prosecutors, Toronto was streaming live on his public YouTube channel on June 28th when he said that he was headed with a detonator to the National Institute of Standards and Technology, an agency within the Commerce Department headquartered in Maryland. He made several statements indicating that he intended to set the place kaboom, and he was going to blow up his vehicle, including a statement that he had a detonator, that he was on a one-way mission, and that the vehicle was self-driving, and that he would not have to be anywhere near it when it went off. Prosecutors alleged that in that letter to the judge, noting that there was nuclear reactor on the agency's 579-acre campus. Those statements prompted the FBI to begin searching for Toronto, according to the filing. The Bureau had already been monitoring his online activities due to his presence at the Capitol on January 6th. Now, why didn't you arrest him? Something is stinking in this water. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So the next day, a federal judge in Washington issued a warrant for his arrest on the January 6th related charges. Soon after, Toronto began streaming again from his van, saying he was driving on the road in the Obama's neighborhood. According to prosecutors, he eventually stopped, got out of the van, and continued streaming. While walking, he made several concerning statements regarding the residences in the area, saying that he was looking for entrance points and that he had control of the block and had them surrounded, and that he was going to find a way to the tunnels underneath their houses. Secret Service agents tried to take him into custody, eventually arresting him after a short pursuit on foot. And the FBI boom boom squad and K9 unit from the Metropolitan Police Department were called onto the scene, and the dog detected gunpowder in Toronto's van. Investigators found hundreds of rounds of 9mm ammunition and 2 firearms inside. So they're trying to keep this guy behind bars, but again, nothing in relation to any of those online threats that were made, nothing in relation to him being in the neighborhood of the Obamas. And all of this was done. In fact, when he made this video, because I put this in the video that I made about this, he actually talked about well, when he shared what Frumpy Dump shared, which was allegedly President Obama's address in Washington, the dude said that I have eyes on the target or something like that, like he was speaking directly to Frumpy Dump. So something is up with this guy, and they better try to keep him behind bars before something definitely goes wrong. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. All right, players, y'all go ahead and grab your tea and have a seat. I will keep you guys updated on that, to any changes, what is going on with that, because that's a dangerous situation, especially if he's let out. All right, players, y'all grab y'all tea and have a seat. We're moving forward. Ron DeSantis, I declare, honey, what a disgrace. Now, Ron DeSantis is doing terribly in the polls. He is trailing in behind Frumpy Dump by about 15 points. I'm really not a poll person, but because of the fact that he's losing in the polls, I believe that I'm just going to go ahead and use them for his sake, just because I like saying that ass is losing. But he did collect $20 million in donations. Now, Frumpy Dump collected 35. He collected $20 million in donations in the first quarter. Now, listen, I am not a person that really cares about how much a person collects. We saw Jamie Harrison in South Carolina collected all that money, but he still ended up losing the election to Lindsey Loose Booty Graham. We have seen this happen a lot of times, where our candidates, they outraise their opponent, but they still don't end up winning. And that is because, in my opinion, dollar signs don't mean support. I mean, because you can have, like, Ron DeSantis, 10 million of those dollars could have came from one person that lived out of state. I'm not saying that it did, but it could have came from one person that lived out of state that don't even have a stake in voting for him. You just never know where these dollars come. Well, that would be against FEC guidelines if it was that much. But anyway, that's too much technicality. But y'all get what I'm saying. I really don't care for the raising money. I think it's absolutely ridiculous anyway that they're made to go out here and collect donations to show. I mean, what does that show the American people? I don't think it shows anything. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I think if they want to run for office, I think that if they're going to have to collect donations, it should be in the guidelines that it only be from their own state or their own districts that they're running in. Why does it have to be this statewide thing, or United States wide? You can get money from anywhere, because it means nothing. However, anyway, it's something to Frumpy Dump, because he's bragging all over True Social that he collected 35 million. Ron DeSantis collected 20 million in donations. He also trailing him in the polls as well. But And Ron DeSantis is not helping himself because today he actually defended that disgusting LGBTQIA plus anti-LGBTQIA plus video that was shared by his campaign, and he called it a fair game attack on Frump and Dump. Now, if y'all remember, I reported on this. Ron DeSantis posted his campaign posted a video. It was supposed to be attacking Frump and Dump for being a supporter of LGBTQIA plus rights. Like saying that basically Frump and Dump was for the gays, like it's something wrong with it. So and they did that on the last day of Pride Month. They posted that video, and a lot of groups came out against Ron DeSantis when he did this. After the video was shared by the DeSantis War Room Twitter account, the criticism was swift. He said the Log Cabin Republicans, which is an organization dedicated to representing LGBTQIA plus conservatives, called the video divisive and desperate, and said it ventured into homophobic territory. Republican Richard Grenell, who served as Frump and Dump's national intelligence director, was the first openly gay cabinet member in any administration, said that the video was undeniably homophobic. Now, hearing all of this backlash, the next day, Ron DeSantis press secretary came out and basically said, "Hey, it is what it is. We said what we said." And Ron DeSantis basically doubled down on it on a podcast with Tommy Lauren. Y'all take a listen to what he had to say, honey. I declare, it's a disgrace. I hope I got it while I'm lying to y'all. I don't know.
Nothing we won't do to protect our children.
He ain't got it, y'all. I declare. Or did I stick it somewhere? No, I don't have it. Hold on, y'all. Give me 2 seconds. I'll play it for y'all because I really want y'all to hear what he had to say. Oh, man. I really got to do better on that. Let me go to that. Go everywhere. Oh, man. I really want y'all to hear it. Just give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Don't get mad at me on podcast. Don't get mad at me, y'all. Just give me 1 minute. I promise I'm going to have it for you in just 1 second. In 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, I'm going to be playing it. And y'all going to be like, "Ooh, I'm so glad you found it." Okay, there it is, girl. I found it that quick. Hold on.
Pioneer in injecting...
There you go.
I mean, I think, identifying Donald Trump as really being a pioneer in injecting gender ideology into the mainstream, where he was having men compete against women in his beauty pageants. I think that's totally fair game, because he's now campaigning saying the opposite, that he doesn't think that you should have men competing in women's things like athletics. And so we've been very clear on it, that we believe in protecting the rights of our girls and the rights of women athletes to be able to participate with fairness and with integrity.
So that's what Ron DeSantis had to say. He basically doubled down. That's basically saying, "Hey, it's fair game." Frump and Dump is changing up his stance. At first, he was for LGBTQIA plus. Now he has switched things up a bit. It's going to be very interesting to see what comes out in the Washington arrangement of this. How Ron DeSantis think that he's going to win this presidential election without having the support of the LGBTQIA plus community. He's basically attacking them, and his wife Casey DeSantis, she's not helping the situation with the things that she's saying in the new and the new crap that she launched. She launched a new movement, I guess, or some new kind of group called Mamas for DeSantis, honey. And she had a whole video. Let's go ahead and take a look at the video that the Mamas for DeSantis. Now, I want you to keep in mind before I play it that this is a party that is supposed to be about less government. This is a party that is supposed to be about freedom. And she's actually going to say this in the video. Remember, less government. Now, take a look at this, y'all. And baby, I'm going to talk to y'all about it on the other side.
Nothing we won't do to protect our children. They're not yours.
These are our kids.
Our nation's children are all our children.
We will not allow you to exploit their innocence to advance your agenda. We are no longer silent. We are united, and we have finally found our fighter.
We're not going to let you impose an agenda on our kids. We're going to stand up for our kids.
He'll do for America what he did for us in Florida. Schools open. Parents' rights defended. school choice universal. Critical race theory prohibited. DEI stopped. Child mutilation illegal. Girls' sports saved. Communities protected. Our economy growing. And freedom guaranteed.
But winning the fight in Florida is just the beginning. We must protect parents' rights and the innocence of our children. We must restore sanity in our society. We need every mama and every grandmama in every corner of the country to stand up and fight back by electing Ron DeSantis President of the United States of America. Join us by texting MAMAS to 51234.
She posted this. She said, "We will not allow you to exploit the innocence of our children to advance your agenda. When you come for our kids, we fight back. We are no longer silent. We are united. We are mamas for DeSantis, and we will elect Ron DeSantis, President of the United States. Join the historic movement." So that is what she had to say, honey. That is the video that she launched. Remember, this is the party that's supposed to be less government, but all she talked about is the government stepping in into situations that they have deemed, like DEI, critical race theory, all these places where they have deemed it to be necessary. Like who decides whether it's necessary? I guess it's Ron DeSantis, the dictator, and his dictator wife. It's absolutely ridiculous and a hot boo boo shitty mess, but it's what I expect from the both of them. If Ron DeSantis was to win the presidency, we would definitely turn into a dictatorship, and it would be so sad and so disgusting to watch what he would do with the United States of America. Well, at least what he would attempt to do, because hopefully, if something like that was to happen, we would have a Democrat House and a Democrat Senate, so that way we won't have to worry about what he wouldn't be able to do shit but some bullshit ass executive orders that wouldn't be worth the paper that he was printing on, honey. I declare. What a disgrace. All right, players, y'all go ahead and grab your tea and have a seat, because speaking of Florida, 2 employees have accused a state rep, a Florida state representative, of sexual harassment. Florida, yeah. So 2 former employees of Florida State Rep Fabian Basby have accused him of SH, which is the ooey gooey harassment, in a lawsuit, honey. Baby, it is ridiculous and a hot boo boo shitty mess. They say that he was slapping on butt cheeks and all kind of old stuff, and they saying that they want $100,000 for this crap that he tried to pull. So they filed a lawsuit today. Again, they're seeking $100,000 for what they call sexual harassment and misconduct. It was unwanted touching by freshman Republican lawmaker Fabian Basby. The lawsuit says that Basby made repeated ooey gooey comments and advances toward legislative aides and an intern. He also slapped the aide on the behind on the derriere without consent while they were attending an elementary school career day. And he groped and tried to kiss a Florida State University graduate student in a car before hiring him as an intern. The suit was filed in the Leon County Circuit Court. It also repeats a claim by Basby's a legislative aide in Tallahassee. This person is named Nicholas Frivola. Y'all know I'll be fucking up names. That Basby slapped him across the face and told him to stand in the corner at a private event in January. This guy, Mr. Nicholas Frivola, is on paid administrative leave due to the incident. So last week, a law firm that was hired by House Speaker Paul Renner to investigate the allegation found there was physical contact between Fabian Basby and Frivola, but said no witnesses could corroborate the slap and that it was inconclusive whether it had occurred. Basby denied any inappropriate conduct with Frivola or former intern Jacob Cuthbert. and called the accusations ridiculous in the June 29th interview with CBS News Miami, saying that the investigation by the law firm had cleared him. Now, again, the law firm hired by House Speaker to investigate found that there was physical contact, but could not confirm, but could not corroborate that the slap actually happened. In a statement after the lawsuit was filed, an attorney for Basby said that they were still reviewing the complaint and did not respond to the detailed questions about the claims. They did say that Representative Basby will not be litigating this frivolous and meritless lawsuit in the media or giving it any more public attention than it deserves, which is none. Representative Basby looks forward to defending himself in court, and we believe he will be fully vindicated once the allegations are scrutinized under the rule of law. Now, Basby is a former New York socialite who appeared on reality shows in mid-2000s. He was narrowly elected in November to represent Miami Beach and other coastal cities in northeast Miami-Dade County. He's faced backlash from his constituents during the first legislative session as he voted in lockstep with fellow Republicans on cultural war issues, despite the fact that that's not what the constituents of Miami, wanted. The party of Christian conservative values. Every time we peel back a layer, honey, we find a pervert. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. All right, players. So again, he is innocent until proven guilty. These are all allegations, honey. I cannot confirm nor deny that he actually slapped somebody on the buttocks. However, I'm inclined to believe it. All right, players, y'all go ahead and grab your tea and have a seat, honey. We're moving forward. All right, players. So the next situation that we're going to talk about is a situation that occurred last year, but a lawsuit has been filed in this case, and I felt like it was very important for us to talk about it. It happened at Hawthorne Center in Northville Township. This center is currently being sued right now because of an unannounced active shooter drill that left patients and staff traumatized. They actually got two employees to participate in this. One of them was Brandon Woodruff, who was pictured on the screen. He participated in this active shooter drill. He was actually acting as the shooter. They gave him something to hold and told him to pretend like he was an active shooter. And he also was another guy that was employed there. They were both employed there, and they were asked to participate. But the hospital director, did not tell anybody that they were doing an active shooter drill. So the police were called, the police came, guns drawn. This guy and the other person could have been killed. Y'all, when I tell you this is ridiculous, it's terrible. So 6 employees and parents of 2 children at the Hawthorne Center in Northville Township are suing the state and top administrators at the psychiatric children's hospital. This was a children's hospital. They ain't tell nobody that they was doing this. After that, and listen, psychiatric children's hospital. Okay? You heard me, didn't you? They did this as a children's psychiatric hospital. After they said an unannounced active shooter drill in December left them traumatized. Hospital director Victoria Pettit allegedly directed a front desk clerical worker to make an announcement over the PA system at 10 a.m. saying that there was active intruders in the building and to sound genuinely afraid, according to the lawsuit. A second announcement followed, identifying the intruders as 2 men that were armed with a semi-automatic weapons, and that they had also fired those weapons. The announcement led children and employees into a panic, believing an inactive intruder was on the premises. According to the lawsuits, adults barricaded themselves into places with no windows, stacked heavy furniture against the doors, and armed themselves and the children with whatever they could find. Employees texted and called their friends and families, afraid that they were going to die, and to tell them that they loved them. Someone actually called 911, but dispatchers did not know that this was a drill, and scores of police arrived at the center with tactical weapons and body armor. Seeing the large police presence only confirmed employees' fears that the situation was real. Y'all go ahead and take a listen to Brian Woodruff here as he speaks about what happened that day, and it's absolutely terrifying.
Morning, it was kind of weird because I got approached during break. So during our 10 o'clock break, it was almost over with. I got approached by our supervisor asking to participate in the active shooter drill. I didn't know anything about the drill. I honestly didn't even know we was having the drill during the days. But I got approached, and it didn't seem like too much of an unreasonable request. He asked me to participate, and I'm like, yeah, sure. And it was me and another gentleman. So he gave us what we're gonna do. So he's like, yeah, we're gonna walk around, check the building, pretty much just do a whole sweep, see if everybody's, doing their proper procedures of being barricaded, hiding, not being visible, and not being in the hallways. I didn't see, but I did hear a couple scatters in the room when I was walking through the hallway. When the initial drill started, we started in a South Wing lobby, and there was 3 people in there. I don't remember who was actually in there, but I just remember one person in particular, an older lady with a white hair, sprinted for dear life. And I would just remember I laughed at first because I'm like, damn, why are you running for a drill? And I kind of kept that in my back of my mind as I was walking, maybe she don't think this is a drill. But I'm at the same time, I'm not worried about it too much because it's a drill. I'm not thinking nothing of it, so. So after we did the sweep of the building, I didn't walk out first, another gentleman did. I walked up a couple paces after. Sorry. So I walked out, not even 5 seconds of process. Get down, get down, get down. Still don't kind of know what's going on, but I'm seeing cops, but it's still not processing. I'm just okay, what's going on? It was at that point when I still they still giving us commands, and I don't see the other gentleman, and I'm just up there on the ramp by myself. I just got down because I'm at that point. I'm I can hear they agitated, and
who's boss for you guys out here?
The cop. It was a woman's voice, and I will always remember her voice to this day when she gave me commands.
All right, sir. Stand up slowly and put your hands on top of your head, facing me. Okay. Do it now.
Do you know how traumatizing that's got to be, not only for everybody that was inside, but also this black man? I can't even wrap my mind around why someone would do something like that. How could a mistake of that magnitude be made in such a climate like this? This was in December of 2022 at a children's hospital. It is incomprehensible to me that anything like this could ever happen. It's rarely ever that I'm speechless, but I'm speechless. I cannot. So Lynn Sufkin, who is a representative for the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, who runs the center, said that the department understands that patients, staff, and the community were affected by the drill. She wrote this email saying that we commend all the staff who worked quickly to engage law enforcement partners and the responding agencies who worked to resolve the situation. The Joint Commission requires that the state psychiatric hospital conduct a hazard vulnerability analysis at least 2 times a year to identify potential emergencies, including active shooter drills. Well, if you're going to do that, you should. What is your protocol when you're going to have these drills? You're not going to inform the police that you're doing a drill. You're not going to inform your staff, someone in each room, that this is a drill. It's disgusting. It is horrible. And not only that, honey, it's going to get bad. It's going to get worse from here, honey, because not only did they do this, but these employees that were affected by the situation, baby, they denied them workers' compensation coverage and medical leave for those at the center that day. They denied them workers' compensation coverage because they were suffering from PTSD and were scared to come back to work. And they could not even get counseling for what they endured that day. Make it make sense, because it doesn't. I'm gonna give you one. This 11-year-old boy, the son of plaintiffs David Horwin and Courtney Horwin, was in the TV room with several other children and 6 employees, including plaintiff Jason Smith. According to the lawsuit, Smith began barricading the door and told the children that they needed to fight if the intruders came in. The boys were given soap and shampoo to throw at the intruders. They barricaded the doors with mattresses and heavy chairs and decided that they would throw coffee at the shooters and fight to take away their weapons if they came in. The armed children, they armed children with combs, brushes, and other items they could use to fight. The lawsuit claims that these kids were not the employees were not offered any type of workers' compensation, no days off, no nothing. Nothing. Wow. So the Court of Claims lawsuit asked for a mental health compensation fund to be established, monetary damages, and an order banning the state from conducting unannounced drills, and an order directing the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services to review possible discipline or firing for several administrators. The state lawsuit also asked for order banning retaliation, compensation from administrators, and payment of attorney's fees and litigation costs. I declare, honey, it's sad that they even got to ask for that. It's really sad that they even have to ask for that. This is a state-funded hospital. Big Gretch, where you at? Because this right here is the most absurd thing that I've ever heard of in the climate that we live in, where we see when we see these things almost at least once a week, these mass situations almost every week, and y'all have an unannounced drill in which you traumatize people, and you say, oh well, go back to work the next day. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. I cannot. All right, players, y'all go ahead and grab your tea and have a seat, honey, because we got to talk about Twitter and Elon Musk and Meta. I declare, honey, it's about to be a girl fight. Baby, so Mark Zuckerberg has launched his new app, honey, that is supposed to be in competition with Twitter, called Threads. And baby, it has been already out the gate in the first day. Threads becomes the most rapidly downloaded app. Instagram's new app was downloaded more than 30 million times in 16 hours. I declare, honey, baby, 2 hours after pressing the launch button on Wednesday, Threads Instagram news app for real-time public conversations had more than 2 million people that had downloaded the app. Another 2 hours later, 5 million people had ordered the app, downloaded the app. By that time, Mr. Zuckerberg, the CEO of Meta, went to bed on Wednesday night. The numbers soared as more than 10 million people downloaded the app. When he woke up on Thursday morning, the app had been downloaded more than 30 million times. I declare, honey, baby, do your thing. I haven't downloaded it. I have not downloaded it. So of course, we know this app is in competition with Twitter. So the first thing that Mark posted on his new app was He's trolling Elon Musk, and he is trolling Elon Musk with two Spider-Mans, and they're got their little Spidey sense out, honey. He is trolling the hell out of Elon Musk, and I'm gonna go ahead and keep it stacked with you. I'm here for it all, baby. I like Mark. Mark signs my paycheck. I'm okay with him. Me and him are all right as of right now. Just keep us all right, Mark. Just we don't keep it all right. But I have not downloaded the threads. So, hunty, the Frumpy Dump Tank Sniffers, of course, we know. Was it Devil is a Lie Social has not done as well. So Frumpy Dump Jr., who doesn't even post anything on Devil is a Lie Social, went ahead and downloaded the new app, honey. And the Frumpy Dump Tank Sniffers were upset to the highest level of upsettedness that Threads actually has a fact checker on their app, honey. When you go to try to follow Frumpy Dump Jr., it said there's a little warning that pops up that says this account has repeatedly posted false information that was reviewed by independent fact checkers or went against community guidelines. Already for I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So Elon Musk, baby, is upset to the highest level of upsettedness that 30 million people have downloaded the Threads app already, honey. So he has said that he is going to sue Mark Zuckerberg. He went ahead and posted this on Twitter. I'm officially suing Mark Zuckerberg and Instagram's Threads. They will lose this battle. Trust me. Baby, we got two billionaires going head to head, honey. Hey, they can make it do what it do when they need to make it do what it do. You dig? So Twitter is threatening Meta with a lawsuit after the blockbuster launch of its Meta's new Twitter rival Threads. On Wednesday, an attorney representing Twitter sent Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg a letter that accused the company of trade secret theft through the hiring of a former Twitter employee. The letter was first reported on Twitter by Elon Musk, honey. The letter was by Alex Shapiro, Spyro, how do you say his name, an outside lawyer for Twitter owner Elon Musk, and they alleged that Meta had engaged in systematic, willful, and unlawful misappropriation of Twitter's trade secrets and other intellectual property. In response to the letter, Musk tweeted, "Competition is fine, cheating is not." The letter goes on to say that Meta hired two uh, Twitter employees who have improperly retained Twitter's documents and electronic devices, that Meta deliberately involved those employees in developing Threads. That's what he said, honey. Now, a Meta spokesperson, Andy Stone, flatly dismissed the letter. No one on the Threads engineering team or a former Twitter employee. That's just not a thing. So, baby, Mark Zuckerberg said the devil is a lie and the truth ain't in Elon Musk, and he hasn't hired anybody that was ever working at Twitter. Now, we'll see what comes out in the Washington direction of that, honey. But two billionaires, y'all want to go head to head and sue each other and all this kind of rigmarole. You go ahead and make it do what it do when you need to make it do what it do, okay? I'm going to just sit back and watch and sip my tea, honey. And y'all know I'm going to keep y'all updated on it all. All right, players, y'all go ahead and grab your tea and have a seat because we have another update that we need to get to. And then, baby, it's time for us to issue or play stupid games. And somebody going to win a stupid prize. All right, players, grab that tea. All right, players. So I have an update on Ocean Gate. Really, really quick, honey. Ocean Gate's owner, as we all know, what was that? About a week ago. Ocean Gate submersible Titan imploded about 2 weeks ago, imploded down at the bottom of the deep blue sea, honey. They had discovered that all of the people they rest in peace, that they were all deceased. And they actually, last week when I reported this is why I'm giving you the update, they stated that there was possibly some human remains that they have discovered. However, they haven't given us an update on that, but we have an update from Ocean Gate, honey. The Ocean Gate's owner of the owner of Ocean Gate and the owner of the Titan submersible has suspended all explorations, honey. Just posted this little liner on the website saying Ocean Gate has suspended all exploration and commercial operations as of right now, honey. So that's basically what they said. On the website, they had also advertised that there was going to be tours of the Portuguese places and in the Bahamas and all this kind of stuff, but they have went ahead and canceled all of that, honey. This company is probably about to go belly up, and I'm gonna go ahead and keep it a stack with you. With everything that's coming out about that owner, I am not surprised. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. All right, players, y'all go ahead and grab your tea and have a seat. Before I do that, of course, here at the Black Accurate News, I'm sending my condolences out to all of those who were lost, in the families of all of those that were lost on that Titan submersible. It's a very sad situation, and I hate that it happened. All right, players, y'all go ahead and grab your tea and have a seat. We're moving forward. All right, players. So did y'all hear about Britney Spears getting slapped by Victor Wembanyama? I don't know how to say his last name, honey. He's a basketball player. She got smacked down by, allegedly, according to Britney Spears, his bodyguard smacked her. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So Britney Spears was at a game in Las Vegas, and this guy, he plays for the San Antonio Spurs, and Britney Spears claims that his a member of his security team, one of his bodyguards, backhand her in the face because she walked up and she tried to talk to him or whatnot. She said that she kind of tapped him on the shoulder, and he turned, the bodyguard saw her and just went around and hit her all in the face. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So this is what now this guy has not apologized. What was his first name again? Victor. Victor has not apologized for the shenanigans. However, he did say this about what happened.
What happened last night is I saw the news, obviously, this morning. I woke up to a couple of phone calls, and so yeah, there was something did happen a little bit when I was walking with some security of the team to some restaurant. We were in a hall. There was a lot of people, so people calling me, obviously. And there was one person who was calling me, but we talked before with the security. Don't stop because it's gonna make a crowd. So I couldn't stop. So that person was calling me, sir, and that person grabbed me from behind. So I didn't see what happened because I was walking straight, and we told don't stop. But that person grabbed me from behind, not on my shoulder. She grabbed me from behind, and so I just know that the security pushed her away. I don't know with how much force though, but security pushed her away, and I didn't stop to look, so I kept walking and enjoyed a nice dinner. That was a fun night with the guys.
So that's what he had to say, honey. He kind of pussyfooted around the situation, honey. Now, Britney issued a very long statement saying that she just tapped him on the shoulder to get his attention, and then his security then backhand her in the face without looking back or in front of the crowd, nearly knocking her down and causing her glasses to fall off her face. She says that she gets swarmed all the time, honey, but she never had her security hit nobody in the face. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. I don't know what this was, but Britney should have just said, it's Britney, bitch, and everything would have been okay. All right, players, y'all go ahead and grab your tea and have a seat, honey, because it's time to give out that stupid prize award. Y'all favorite game is coming right on up. Players, it's time for another riveting episode of Play Stupid Games, Win Stupid Prizes. Hey, players. It's time for another riveting episode of Play Stupid Games, Win Stupid Prizes. And if you thought that Keke Palmer's baby daddy was not going to be the recipient of the Stupid Prize Award, then you thought wrong, honey. He is the recipient of the Stupid Prize Award forever and always for me. I will never, ever.
I'm not finna be the bigger man. I'm not gonna let you keep taking your shots at me and I turn the other cheek. That's in the Bible. I ain't in there.
I'm not in the Bible, baby. So, baby, I'm gonna be talking about this to the end of time. So we all know what happened, honey. Keke Palmer done went out there and shook a tail feather at the Usher concert. She done got serenaded, and she had them cheeks out, honey. The cheeks was cheeking. And so her boyfriend, instead of him calling her on the phone or sending her a text message or talking about that when they got home, honey, he decided to scurry his ass on over to Annalise Keaton's internet to embarrass my good sis. And that was not what it do, honey. That was not what it do. So he says we live in a generation where a man of the family doesn't want the wife and mother to his kids to showcase booty cheeks to please others, and he gets told how much of a hater he is. This is my family and my representation. I have standards and morals to what I believe. I rest my case. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. Now I'm gonna go ahead and keep it a stack with you. Number one, you ain't a husband. So you won't get to put that in the sentence, oh, your representation. She's not your representation until you put a ring on that finger. So therefore, you cannot tell her what to do and what to wear. But if you had a problem with it and you're entitled to feel however you feel, the last thing that you were supposed to do was scurry your ass on over to Annalise Keaton's internet and try to embarrass her with these shenanigans. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. Now you got the internet all in your business. You got them dragging you all over because you thought that you were going to get one type of reception, but you actually got another. So much so, honey, that you had to deactivate your Twitter. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So he had to deactivate his Twitter because he let his Twitter fingers write a check that his ass was not able to cash. He should not have ever done that. That was the stupidest thing that he could have ever done, and it made him look absolutely insecure. If he had a problem with what Keke had on, he should have talked to her about that when she got home. You do not look, if my cheeks was cheeking like that, I would wear that too, and I am married. Okay? I am married. If my cheeks was cheeking, I would wear it to an Usher concert, and if he was going to come up and serenade me, honey, go ahead and serenade me. If my husband went to a Beyonce concert and Beyonce came up to him and wanted to sit on his lap and she ain't had no drawers on, do you think that I'm going to be, oh, he need to push her off, he need to get up? Hell no, I don't give a crap about that, because guess what? Whenever he get all hot and bothered because Beyonce done sat on his lap without some drawers on, guess who he coming home to? He coming home to me, and he going to tear me up. That's the only thing that I'm concerned about. I'm not concerned about all that kind of old crap. And then I've been seeing a lot of men out here trying to say, oh, she disrespected him. She did this, that. She ain't disrespected him. He disrespected himself, because that was the stupidest thing that he could have ever done, was to put the internet in their business. You do not let anyone in your business, your relationship, because the moment that you do that, it starts to crumble. All right, Eva, good night, sweetheart. All right, players. That is the end of the show tonight. I really hope that y'all enjoyed this brand new episode of The Real Tea with Double D. Darius, I hope you enjoy your stupid prize. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter for the day-to-day tea. I really appreciate y'all for joining me for this brand new episode, and make sure you guys keep it locked right here for all of your day-to-day tea. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great night, because it's a great night forward. Peace.
Thanks for listening to The Real Tea with Double D. Remember to support by following on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And subscribe to the website to keep the tea piping hot at blackuratnews.com. That's BLAQURATE